Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today's video, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1940 mint mark 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny, exploring its background, design, mint marks, rarity, historical meaning, and why collectors still chase this coin with passion and excitement. Historical background of the year 1940. The year 1940 was a turning point for the United States. Although the country had not yet entered World War II, the tension was building across the globe. Europe was already engulfed in war, and American factories were beginning to shift toward defense production. The Great Depression was slowly loosening its grip, and everyday Americans relied heavily on small change like the Lincoln cent for daily transactions. When the 1940 wheat penny was minted, it entered circulation at a time when money moved constantly through hard-working hands, making these coins deeply connected to real American lives. The legacy of the Lincoln wheat PNNY. The Lincoln wheat penny series began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and that decision forever changed American coinage. By 1940, the wheat penny design was already a familiar and trusted symbol of stability. The series would continue until 1958, but coins from the early 1940s hold special significance because they represent the final years before wartime metal changes altered U.S. coin production forever. Design details that define the cien on the obverse, or front, of the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny. We see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's calm yet determined expression reflects leadership and endurance, qualities that resonated deeply during uncertain times. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty," to the left, and the date 1940 to the right. Every letter and detail was carefully engraved, giving the coin a sense of dignity far beyond its small size. Turning the coin over, the reverse design features two wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum across the top. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity, agriculture, and the backbone of American life. This simple yet powerful imagery is why collectors still refer to these coins affectionately as wheat pennies. Understanding mint marks in 1940. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is the presence of different mint marks. In 1940, these coins were produced at 3 United States mint facilities. Each mint left a subtle mark that tells collectors where the coin was made. Coins minted in Philadelphia carry no mint mark at all. Those struck in Denver display a small D, while coins from San Francisco feature an S. These tiny letters may seem insignificant, but to collectors, they can make a world of difference. Philadelphia Mint PRODUCTO. And the Philadelphia Mint was the primary producer of Lincoln cents in 1940. Coins from this mint are the most commonly found today, especially in circulated condition. However, condition is everything in coin collecting. While worn examples are plentiful, pristine specimens with sharp details and original luster are much more difficult to find. High-quality Philadelphia examples can still spark excitement among advanced collectors who appreciate eye appeal and historical integrity. Denver Mint CHRACTRSTCS. The Denver Mint also played a major role in producing 1940 wheat pennies. Coins with the D mint mark often show slightly different strike characteristics compared to their Philadelphia counterparts. Collectors sometimes notice stronger details in certain areas, depending on the die and striking pressure used. Denver minted coins add another layer of intrigue, especially for those building complete mint mark sets from the wheat penny era. San Francisco Mint APPAL. The San Francisco Mint is famous for producing coins that often had lower mintages compared to Philadelphia. The 1940s wheat penny is particularly appealing to collectors because of its historical West Coast origin and distinctive look. Many San Francisco coins are known for softer strikes, making sharply detailed examples more desirable and harder to locate. This challenge is part of what drives collector demand and long-term interest. Condition and grading. IMPORTNC. When it comes to determining the worth and value of a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, condition is the single most important factor. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from heavily worn to flawless mint state. A coin that spent decades in circulation will show smooth surfaces and faded details, while a mint state coin appears almost as it did the day it left the press. Collectors carefully examine the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the wheat stalks, and the presence of original copper color. Why collectors love the 1940 wheat PN. Why collectors are drawn to the 1940 wheat penny for several reasons. It represents a calm before the storm in American history, just before wartime changes reshaped the nation. It is also part of a classic coin series that is accessible yet endlessly fascinating. Beginners appreciate its affordability in lower grades, while advanced collectors pursue top-condition examples that showcase exceptional craftsmanship and preservation. The role of rarity and survival. Although millions of 1940 wheat pennies were minted, relatively few have survived in exceptional condition. Copper is a reactive metal, and many coins developed spots, discoloration, or wear over time. Coins that avoided these issues and remained well-preserved are considered special survivors. These rare examples become the stars of auctions and private collections, proving that even common-date coins can achieve remarkable status. Investment and long-term interest. Beyond history and beauty, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny holds a place in the investment side of numismatics. Collectors and investors alike understand that demand for classic American coins continues to grow. As fewer high-quality examples remain available, interest intensifies. The combination of historical importance, iconic design, and collector nostalgia makes this coin a long-term favorite in the coin community. Final thoughts on a timeless American coin. The 1940 mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln wheat penny is more than a piece of copper. It is a storyteller, a survivor, and a symbol of American resilience. From its elegant design to its connection with a pivotal moment in history, this coin captures the imagination of collectors around the world. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone who just discovered an old penny in a drawer, the 1940 wheat penny reminds us that even the smallest objects can carry enormous value and meaning. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever struck in American numismatics, the United States of America 1941 mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln wheat penny. This is not just a coin. It is a time capsule, a survivor, and for collectors, a symbol of rarity, condition, and quiet value. In this video, we will explore its history, design, mint marks, metal composition, wartime context, and what truly gives this coin its worth in today's collecting world. Stay with me until the end, because the final value may surprise you. A nation on the brink of change. The year 1941 stands as one of the most important turning points in American history. The United States had not yet entered World War II, but the tension was thick in the air. Factories were preparing, industries were shifting, and the American economy was slowly transforming from recovery to readiness. Amid all of this, the United States Mint continued striking everyday coins for circulation. The Lincoln wheat penny was still the backbone of American pocket change. People used it to buy newspapers, candy, stamps, and bus rides, never imagining that decades later collectors would study every detail of these cents with magnifying glasses and careful hands. The Lincoln wheat penny legacy. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades by 1941. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it was the first regular-issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure, designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse displays Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile, calm yet strong. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks frame the words, 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity, growth, and agricultural roots. By 1941, this design was deeply familiar to Americans. It jingled in pockets, filled coin jars, and passed silently through millions of hands. Yet within this familiarity lies the magic that collectors love: subtle differences, mint marks, and conditions that separate ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. Understanding the mint marks. One of the most important aspects of the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny is its mint mark. Mint marks tell us where a coin was produced, and each mint had its own personality, production habits, and quirks. Coins struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark at all. These were produced in massive quantities and formed the bulk of circulating cents that year. Coins from Denver bear a small D mint mark. Denver mint coins are especially popular among collectors because they often show sharper details, depending on striking quality. Coins from San Francisco carry the S mint mark. These are often associated with lower mintages and unique striking characteristics that attract serious numismatists. Each mint mark version of the 1941 penny has its own story, and collectors carefully examine these tiny letters to determine rarity and desirability. Metal composition and physical characteristics. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny was struck in a bronze alloy made primarily of copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc. This gives the coin its rich reddish-brown color when well preserved. The coin has a smooth edge, a modest weight, and a solid feel that reflects the craftsmanship of pre-war American minting. Unlike later wartime cents, this penny was made before metal conservation efforts changed coin compositions, making it one of the last true copper-based Lincoln cents before dramatic shifts occurred. Collectors pay close attention to surface color, luster, and wear. Coins that retain their original red tone are especially admired, while brown and red-brown examples tell stories of circulation and age. Condition. The heart of value when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Two coins from the same year and mint can have dramatically different worth based solely on how well they have survived time. A heavily worn 1941 penny may show flattened wheat stalks, softened lettering, and a smooth portrait of Lincoln. These coins speak of daily use and long journeys through American hands. On the other hand, high-grade examples may display crisp lines, sharp details in Lincoln's coat, clear wheat grains, and glowing surfaces that reflect light beautifully. These coins often spent little to no time in circulation and were preserved carefully, sometimes unknowingly, by individuals who tucked them away decades ago. Errors, variations, and collector curiosity. Part of what makes the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny so fascinating is the possibility of subtle minting variations. While major errors are rare, collectors examine these coins closely for die cracks, doubled features, off-center strikes, and unusual textures. Even minor imperfections can add intrigue and discussion within the numismatic community. Every coin becomes a tiny mystery, inviting collectors to ask questions and look closer. Historical significance and emotional value. Beyond metal and condition, this coin holds emotional and historical value. It represents the final calm before America entered global conflict. Just months after these pennies were minted, the world would change forever. These cents were in circulation during the attack on Pearl Harbor, during factory shifts, and during letters sent overseas. They were carried by workers, soldiers, mothers, and children. Holding one today connects you directly to that moment in time. This emotional connection is why collectors are drawn not just to rare coins, but to coins with stories. Why collectors still seek this coin. The 1941 mint mark Lincoln wheat penny remains popular because it balances history, accessibility, and potential value. It is old enough to feel special, yet common enough to be within reach for many collectors. It serves as a gateway coin for beginners and a condition challenge for advanced numismatists. Finding a high-grade example with strong eye appeal is a rewarding experience that keeps collectors searching rolls, albums, and estates. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever struck by the United States Mint. This is the story of the 1944 mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that collectors dream about and history lovers admire. Setting the scene of America in the 1940s. To truly understand this penny, we must travel back in time. The year was 1944. The world was in the middle of the Second World War. American factories were roaring day and night, producing weapons, vehicles, and supplies. Every ounce of metal mattered. Copper was critical for ammunition and military equipment, and the United States Mint faced enormous pressure to conserve resources while still producing everyday coinage for a growing economy. Just 1 year earlier, the Mint had experimented with steel pennies coated in zinc. Those coins caused confusion, rusted easily, and were disliked by the public. By 1944, the Mint returned to copper-based coins, but not just any copper. Much of it came from recycled shell casings from the battlefield. That alone makes the 1944 wheat penny a powerful symbol of wartime America, where even money carried the marks of sacrifice and resilience. The design that captured a nation. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been in circulation for decades by 1944, yet its design remained iconic. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stands proud and dignified. He was the first real person ever featured on a circulating United States coin, a bold decision when the design was introduced in 1909. Lincoln's calm yet determined expression reflects unity, leadership, and hope, qualities desperately needed during wartime. On the reverse side, two wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat stalks symbolize prosperity, agriculture, and growth, reminding Americans that even in times of war, the nation would endure and rebuild. Mint marks and their importance. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1944 wheat penny is the mint mark. This tiny letter tells us where the coin was made, and for collectors, that detail can make all the difference. Pennies from this year were produced at multiple minting facilities. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while others bear distinct letters indicating their origin. Each mint had its own production challenges, machinery quirks, and metal supply issues. These factors created subtle differences that collectors obsess over today. Some mint marks are more common, while others are significantly harder to find in high condition. The thrill of discovering a rare mint mark in a jar of old coins or inherited collection is one of the reasons this penny continues to captivate people around the world. Metal composition and wartime legacy. Unlike the steel cents of the previous year, the 1944 penny returned to a copper alloy. However, this was not freshly mined copper. Much of it came from melted down military materials. That means these coins may contain metal that once served on the battlefield, transformed into everyday money that fueled the home front economy. This unique origin gives the coin an emotional and historical depth rarely found in modern currency. When you hold a 1944 wheat penny, you are holding a piece of recycled wartime history. It is a silent witness to factories, soldiers, and families all contributing to a single national effort. Condition, rarity, and collector desire. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1944 wheat penny that circulated heavily may show wear on Lincoln's hair, soft lettering, and flattened wheat stalks. These coins are still loved for their history, but they are more common. What truly excites collectors are examples that survived in exceptional condition. Coins with sharp details, original luster, and minimal marks are increasingly difficult to find. Over decades, many pennies were lost, damaged, or melted. Those that remain pristine are treasured. Errors also add another layer of fascination. Misstrikes, off-metal compositions, or unusual characteristics can turn an ordinary-looking penny into a legendary find. These rare variations fuel countless stories of collectors discovering extraordinary coins in the most unexpected places. Why this penny still matters today. The 1944 mint mark wheat penny is more than just an old coin. It represents a turning point in American history. It connects everyday life with global conflict, personal sacrifice, and national identity. For new collectors, it serves as an accessible entry into the world of numismatics. For seasoned experts, it remains a subject of study and admiration. For history enthusiasts, it is a tangible link to a year when the world was changing forever. This coin also reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Something small and ordinary can carry immense significance, both emotionally and financially. That lesson resonates far beyond coin collecting. The thrill of the hunt. Many people today still search through old collections, estate sales, and forgotten boxes hoping to find a remarkable 1944 wheat penny. The excitement of discovery keeps this coin alive in popular culture. Every find feels like uncovering a secret message from the past. Collectors often speak about the moment they first held one in high condition, noticing the sharp strike, rich color, and historic weight of the piece. It is not just about money. It is about connection, curiosity, and the joy of preserving history. Today, we're stepping into post-war America, a nation rebuilding, dreaming, and quietly minting coins that would one day capture the imagination of collectors around the world. Our spotlight shines on a humble yet fascinating coin, the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with mint marks. This is not just a coin. It is a storyteller, a survivor, and for the right example, a surprisingly valuable piece of American history. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this small copper coin continues to spark excitement decades later. A nation in transition. The year 1948 was a turning point for the United States of America. World War II had ended just a few years earlier, and the country was shifting from wartime sacrifice to peacetime prosperity. Soldiers were returning home, families were growing, and industries were booming. Every pocket, purse, and cash register across the nation carried coins that reflected this era of renewal. The Lincoln wheat penny was already a familiar sight. Introduced earlier in the century, it had become a symbol of everyday American life. In 1948, these pennies quietly circulated through diners, factories, schools, and corner stores, witnessing the rebirth of a confident nation. The design that captured America at the heart of this coin is one of the most recognizable faces in American history. Abraham Lincoln appears on the front, strong and thoughtful, a tribute to leadership and unity. His portrait had already become iconic, representing honesty, resilience, and the enduring spirit of democracy. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the classic wheat ears framing the words that defined the nation's values. These wheat stalks symbolized growth, abundance, and hope for the future. This design would soon be retired, making the 1948 wheat penny part of the final chapter of a beloved era in American coinage. Mint marks and their meaning. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1948 wheat penny is the presence or absence of a mint mark. These tiny letters tell us where the coin was made, and they add layers of intrigue for collectors. Some coins were struck in Philadelphia, the historic heart of American minting. These pieces carry no mint mark at all, yet they are far from ordinary. Others were produced in Denver, marked with a small letter that represents the growing industrial power of the American West. Coins from San Francisco, marked accordingly, reflect the legacy of minting on the Pacific Coast. Each mint had its own equipment, working conditions, and subtle differences. These small variations can affect how sharp the details appear, how the metal aged, and how the coin is valued today. Metal, craftsmanship, and character. The 1948 wheat penny was made primarily of copper, giving it a warm, reddish tone when freshly struck. Over time, exposure to air and handling transformed many of these coins into deeper browns, each shade telling a story of circulation and age. Look closely at one of these pennies, and you may notice tiny marks, slight wear, or even unusual details. These characteristics are not flaws to collectors, they are fingerprints of history. Every scratch and surface change reflects years of movement through American hands, condition and collector desire. Not all 1948 wheat pennies are created equal. Condition plays a powerful role in how these coins are viewed today. Some examples spent decades in circulation, their details softened by time. Others were tucked away in drawers, jars, or collections, preserving sharp lines and original luster. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that appear nearly untouched, where Lincoln's features remain crisp and the wheat ears stand tall and defined. These higher-grade coins are far scarcer, and scarcity fuels fascination. Why this coin still matters? You might wonder why a 1-cent coin from the mid-20th century still matters in today's digital world. The answer lies in connection. Holding a 1948 wheat penny is like holding a moment in American life. It connects us to a generation that lived through hardship, victory, and renewal. For collectors, this penny represents more than metal. It represents a bridge between past and present, between everyday commerce and lasting heritage. That emotional connection is a powerful driver in the world of coin collecting. Stories hidden in your pocket. Many people discover wheat pennies by accident. They appear in old collections, inherited boxes, or forgotten jars of change. The 1948 issue is one that often sparks curiosity because it sits at the crossroads of history and availability. While millions were produced, far fewer have survived in excellent condition. That gap between original production and present-day survival is where value begins to emerge. The thrill of the hunt. Collectors often speak about the thrill of finding the right coin. It's not just about ownership, it's about the journey. Searching through rolls, attending shows, and studying details under magnification all add to the excitement. The 1948 wheat penny, especially with certain mint marks and exceptional preservation, remains a rewarding target. It invites both new collectors and seasoned enthusiasts to slow down and appreciate craftsmanship from a different era. A coin with a voice. Imagine the conversations this penny overheard. It passed from hand to hand during a time when radios were the center of the home and black and white televisions were just becoming popular. It paid for candy, newspapers, and bus rides. It lived a full life before becoming a collectible. Today, that voice still whispers through its copper surface, reminding us that even the smallest objects can carry immense stories. Closing thoughts: as we bring this journey to a close, remember that the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny is more than a cent. It is a symbol of recovery, craftsmanship, and continuity. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or simply curious, this coin invites you to look closer at the past hiding in plain sight.